What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to take a look at a quote from Sam Raimi to Fandango talking about Spider-Man 4. We'll read the quote, and then we'll kind of go over, is this possible? Is this something that could happen? And my thoughts on it. So let's just jump right into the tweet, and it's Sam Raimi is open to another Spider-Man movie with Tobey Maguire. This is from Fandango. He did an interview there, and he said, I've come to realize after making Doctor Strange that anything is possible, really anything in the Marvel Universe, any team-ups. I love Tobey. I love Kirsten Dunst. I think all things are possible. I don't really have a story or a plan. I don't know if Marvel would be interested in that right now. I don't know what their thoughts are about that. I haven't really pursued that, but it sounds beautiful. I think there's another quote in there where he did say kind of like word for word, I'd love to work with Tobey again. I'm pretty sure that was a line. So, it's tough. It's funny because it is kind of like a nothing burger in a way, right? Where it's like, well, you have his like acceptance of it, where it's like, yeah, I would do it. You walk down the street and you just ask, you say, hey, Tobey, would you ever do a Spider-Man 4? Yeah. I mean, he's not thinking about the training he's got to do. He's not thinking about the, you just ask, would you ever do it? Kirsten, Sam Raimi, would you ever do it? Well, yeah. I mean, I don't have a script. I don't even have an idea of what I would do for the film. I don't know how long it would take. Like, they have no clue. And, I say that jokingly, right? Because it's like, well, at least you got there. Like, I don't want to discredit that. And I don't think it should be discredited. I think it's probably as silly to discredit that, like Sam in this case saying, saying this and saying, well, it means absolutely nothing, right? Like having his okay that he would do it doesn't mean anything. It's probably as silly to say that as it also maybe would to go the other extreme and say 100% there was the confirmation. I of course want it. I do. I made a video on it after No Way Home came out saying, will we get a Spider-Man 4? And I definitely think it's possible. I think, he says, like, I don't think he doesn't know if Marvel would be, into it right now. I think Marvel would totally be into it right now. I think Sony would be into it right now a ton as well. I mean, the thing is, and I said this back when No Way Home came out as well, and it's still something that worries me. What lessons are they going to take from No Way Home, right? No Way Home is going to spin more things, more products than maybe any other thing that's happened in the last, obviously like Avengers and Marvel in general, but the idea of No Way Home now will spin. Now, Morbius obviously was before it, but, you have the Madam Web stuff, you have the Kraven stuff. Like, you're going to have all of these things for this, like, Sony Spider-Verse. Obviously, Tom's, franchise is going to continue. You can go the Amazing Spider-Man route. You can do more with the Amazing Spider-Man route. You can do Spider-Man 4. You can do more with that. You can introduce Miles in one of them and pull them into another. Which then, introduces Miles and that whole sector. So, basically what I'm saying is, like, the lessons learned from No Way Home. There's also the lessons of, like, well, what made it special? Was it the team-ups, the cameos? Was it how much they were in the movie and how much of an integral role they were? That should be the lesson. It probably won't be the lesson. The lesson will probably be cameos work, and that's it. And it doesn't actually, it's not gonna, I don't think, work kind of long term, right? But it's gonna be interesting to see what they do, because No Way Home really presented them the opportunity to do all of these things. And then it's really, how do they handle it? Like, do they take the opportunity to do any of these? And if they do, like, do they do it right? How far do they go, etc.? I think Spider-Man 4 honestly is an easy one. Specifically, it's an easy one that it should happen because it's like a bow on top. Like, that's all it is. It's like, bring them back, and it's almost like for one final goodbye. Now, the rumor is, like, Tobey and Andrew, like, they'll be back for, like, the Secret Wars arc in, Marvel. So, like, you could see him again in, like, a cameo, but even from, like, his own thing, going back to the past of, 20 years ago, right, with all that stuff, you have the chance to truly just put a bow on it. I don't know the history too much, if, like, was 4 gonna be the end, or were they planning on doing more than just 4? But at this point, 4 would be the end. So, like, you do 4, you say goodbye to these characters, you bring back, MJ, Kirsten Dunst, you say goodbye there, and you do it. And if you want to introduce, like, a Miles, which could work, obviously, like we've learned from Morbius, rules don't exactly matter. So introduce Miles, bring him over for, like, no apparent reason. They could make it work. They can make it work. And that's how you can do it, right? So you can say goodbye to Tobey. You can give fans closure. You could give that tale closure, because although Spider-Man 3 is a obviously the ending of the trilogy and a solid wrap up. Like, there was more, like, they wanted to do a 4, at least a 4. So give it to them. Let them do the 4 and then say goodbye. Or, I mean, if they want to keep going, but I really think, 4 would kind of be it. But you also have the chance from a larger universe perspective, right? Again, introduce Miles, or something with Secret Wars, or anything. You know what I mean? So again, I don't think this means a yes, like a full on. Well, okay, it does mean a yes from would he do it? If he was ever approached and said, "Hey, Sam, like, we got the money, you're gonna have control, we're ready to rock, can you do it?" I mean, he gave the answer. He gave the answer yes. So again, that's why I don't want to discredit that completely or really at all, because I think that is very important. But at the same time, it's not like, yeah, I've written the script, we're going to be filming in 3 months. Like, it's not all the way that way either. And, I want to say, like, time is ticking. I don't know, specifically if time is ticking on them to do this, but I do maybe in general think that. I mean, this is not something I think that you want to wait, like 4 or 5 years before you say, okay, I'm finally ready, let's do it. You know what I mean? Like, I get it. You can't do it like maybe, or you could, but maybe they just don't want to, or they're not in the right place to, like, 3, 4, 5 months after No Way Home say, okay, we're starting, Tobey's Spider-Man 4, we're filming this summer, and it'll be out in 2023. You know what I mean? Like, I get that that probably was never a likely scenario, but I don't think this is something, you know what I mean, that you want to stretch and say, okay, well, 5, 6 years. Like, you gotta strike while the iron is hot, and it's hot right now. And you just don't know where it's good. I mean, that's really the thing, right? It's uncertainty. You don't know where it's going to be. You don't actually know where these people are going to be, in another 4, 5, 6 years. So, do it now, basically, is I guess my advice to them. Not that they need my advice. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Make sure, as always, you guys are subscribed to the channel. Hit the bell icon so you guys know when all these videos go up. If you want to follow me anywhere else, all of my social media is in the description below, along with our Patreon and YouTube memberships. Thank you guys for watching. I hope to see you all on the next video.